Imagine it's 2019. The world is going about its business, and video conferencing is something most people only think of for occasional business meetings. You might have heard of Skype or Google Hangouts, but they weren't exactly at the center of everyone's lives. Suddenly, in early 2020, something happens that changes everything. The COVID-19 pandemic hits, and suddenly, staying connected virtually is no longer optional. The way we work, learn, and socialize becomes fundamentally different. Among the crowded field of video conferencing platforms, one company rises above the rest. That company was Zoom. But what makes Zoom stand out? Why did it become the go-to platform when others like Skype had been around for years? Today, we're going to explore how Zoom was able to go from a relatively unknown platform to a household name, and why some of its biggest competitors couldn't keep up. The story of Zoom starts with one man, Eric Yuan. Born in China, Yuan had a deep interest in technology. He moved to the US in the 1990s, where he joined Webex, a company focused on video conferencing. It was at Webex where Yuan first saw the potential for video communication, but he also noticed the limitations in the technology. Despite Webex's success, Yuan was frustrated by the technology's clunky interface, connection issues, and difficulty to use. He had a vision for a platform that was faster, more user-friendly, and accessible to everyone, whether you were a small business owner, a student, or a corporate giant. So, Yuan left Webex, took a risk, and founded Zoom in 2011. At its core, Zoom's vision was simple: create a video conferencing platform that was reliable, easy to use, and accessible for everyone. Unlike platforms like Skype and Google Hangouts, which were initially focused on consumer communication, Zoom was built for businesses and organizations, but with simplicity at its heart. While competitors like Skype had dominated personal video calling for years, they struggled with business use. Skype, in particular, faced several challenges, including ad interruptions during calls. The experience was often disruptive and unprofessional for businesses. Additionally, Skype's call quality could be inconsistent, especially in large group settings, and its UI was often clunky and outdated. In contrast, Zoom focused on offering a seamless experience with no ads interrupting meetings and a polished interface that was designed for both small and large-scale communications. It was clear that Zoom's core focus was to cater to businesses, educators, and professional events. So, what set Zoom apart from its competitors like Skype, Google Meet, or Webex? Simplicity. Unlike Skype, which had a complex user interface, Zoom was straightforward and easy to use. Users didn't need to download extra plugins or deal with technical issues. Cost-effective and flexible, Zoom offered a free plan, which was a huge draw for small businesses and individuals. Many competitors like Webex and Microsoft Teams had complex pricing models or were more enterprise-focused. While Skype and Google Hangouts focused primarily on personal communication, Zoom carved its niche in business communication and virtual events. It wasn't just about connecting people. It was about creating interactive, professional spaces. Zoom's cloud-based architecture meant it could offer features like screen sharing, virtual backgrounds, and breakout rooms, which made it the preferred choice for businesses, educators, and event organizers. Then came 2020. The year that would change everything. When the COVID-19 pandemic forced billions into lockdowns, businesses, schools, and families turned to video conferencing. This sudden surge in demand created an opportunity for Zoom to shine. While Skype had struggled to adapt to this new demand and Google Meet was still developing its features, Zoom was ready. In fact, its simplicity, reliability, and enterprise-ready features made it the go-to solution for remote work. By April 2020, Zoom had 300 million daily meeting participants, up from just 10 million in December 2019. While Zoom's rise was meteoric, it didn't come without competition. Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and Skype were all vying for a piece of the remote work pie. Microsoft Teams, for example, was backed by Microsoft's entire ecosystem, while Google Meet quickly integrated with Google Workspace. Even Skype, a veteran in the video call space, tried to make a comeback with new features. But Zoom had already established itself as the most user-friendly and scalable option for business communication and large virtual events. Even as the competition caught up, Zoom had a huge advantage: brand recognition, a massive user base, and the reliability that people had come to trust. Like any rapidly growing company, Zoom wasn't without its challenges. In 2020, the rise in popularity also brought a rise in security issues like Zoom bombing, uninvited guests crashing meetings. These issues threatened its reputation, but Zoom responded quickly, introducing end-to-end encryption, improved security protocols, and enhanced features to ensure privacy. While competitors were still catching up, Zoom's dedication to innovation and user feedback kept it ahead of the curve. Moving into the future, Zoom continues to grow, expanding into areas like Zoom Phone, Zoom Rooms, and Zoom Events. The company is even experimenting with new AR/VR technologies to stay competitive in the rapidly evolving digital landscape. The rise of Zoom wasn't just about great timing. It was about vision. Eric Yuan saw a future where remote communication would be at the forefront of the global workforce. By focusing on simplicity, user experience, and adaptability, Zoom didn't just survive the pandemic, it thrived. But even as Zoom continues to lead the way, the competition is fierce, and the future of video conferencing will only get more interesting. Thanks for watching. If you found this story insightful, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more deep dives into the companies that changed our world.